Everybody, welcome back. This is going to be a little longer of a video. I'm going to tell you some stories about some things that have happened. So feel free to put this on in the background or listen to it at 2x or 3x. I will show a couple video clips toward the end about an incident that happened today, but the first part is just going to be me talking. So this video is about when referees or center referees, when they need help. I watch a lot of footage for this channel to try to present you guys with stuff that I think will be useful. I came across a clip in a boys varsity high school final from, it was like Florida or Georgia or something, where you see their center referee walking around in the middle, kind of staggering, and then he literally falls over down on his face onto the ground and he's incapacitated. He ends up getting helped off the field with the assistance of the trainer and the coaches. He's done for the game, and AR1 or the fourth takes over. A very obvious example of a referee needing help and being incapacitated. We don't often see that degree in our games. I doubt you've had an experience like that in your own games or witnessed one. Obviously, that's kind of extreme. But in our games, there are other moments when the referee needs help and when we, as a crew member, should step in and do something. And I'm going to talk about two examples. First, a couple weeks ago, I was doing a college game. I was on the whistle, and a lunging tackle happened between the benches about 5 yards off the touchline, right between the coaches. And the player got his leg scissored, jumped up, was injured for the rest of the game, had to go off. And I ended up giving a red card for serious foul play. I don't give a lot of straight red cards. So as soon as I gave the red card, I'm entering into uncharted waters. I have less experience here on how to deal with players and coaches and their emotions and the shift in the game after you do something like that, or after you give that red card. So after the game, I went and got a bite with AR1, and he was talking to me about how I felt or what was going on after I gave that red card. And I think he said something about how I looked off, or I looked, frazzled, or, not my best, whatever the word is. And to all those things, I say yes, yes, yes. Out of step, out of touch, not in my groove. In survival mode is a phrase that I like to use. A little bit stressed, like I don't have a handle on the game in that next 10 to 15 minutes. Absolutely. Second guessing my decision. Okay, yeah, sure, maybe some of that too. In his intuition and his feel for the game, he noticed me struggling, right? And in hindsight, the call was right. It was a red card, right? But dealing with the players and the coaches and the dissent and the tension in the game after a big call like that, I have less experience. So because AR1 has experience, he's a national AR, he's got intuition, he senses this stuff and he sees it, he can help me in those situations. He can maybe call more fouls in those next 10 minutes. He can maybe put his flag up and call me over just for a brief chat about nothing to slow the game down, to give me a chance to catch my breath. Right? Anything. If he senses that I'm struggling. Right? So what happened today? Well, before I get into what happened today, I need to give you a little bit of context. A couple years ago, I did something called the Scooter Cannonball Run. That's where I rode a scooter from the East Coast of the USA all the way to the West Coast. It was about 4,500 miles over 10 days on a 150cc, technically it's a motorcycle, but a Piaggio Fly scooter. I rode anywhere from 13 to 16 hours a day. It was grueling. It was exhausting. Most of the time I was going about 55 miles per hour. It was at times awesome, at times very boring and dull, and I wanted it to be over. It was difficult. On day 8, when we were in I don't know, Nevada or Nevada, East, West Texas. I don't even know where. Somewhere in the Southwest. I was coming out of some switchbacks. I was in wide open throttle. I looked down and look at my phone, and when I look up, my bike had drifted over onto the shoulder, and I couldn't correct. Or if I corrected, I would have bit it, right? My bike drops down 4 feet off the shoulder. I fall off my bike. I slam my head on the side of the gravel, and I skid and come to a stop. I never passed out. I crashed. It happened so fast, and it scared me. It shocked me. I was dazed and confused. I couldn't even stand up afterwards. Like the whole earth was like I couldn't stand up. I felt sick, very, very dizzy. Cops came, ambulance came. That night I was like dry heaving all this stuff, and like I was just so all over the place, very uncomfortable. Don't want to have that happen again. Hit my head pretty darn hard. I think I probably had a concussion. So in the game today, we're doing a boys varsity game. Game ends 4-1. And in the second half, I call a foul against White. So we have a red kick going in. And after I blow the whistle and point, as I'm pointing, a ball is kicked and comes up and strikes me right in the face. Doesn't hit me in the chest, doesn't hit me in the arms, goes boom, hits me right in the face. And I wasn't expecting it. My face was relaxed. I wasn't tensed up. I wasn't waiting for it. I was just chill, open, unprotected. Boom. I was dazed. I was surprised. I was kind of a little bit in shock. Like, wait, what? Like, but it was uncomfortable. And I wouldn't say I was thinking clearly in those moments. After the whistle was blown, the direction is pointed, then the ball comes in and smacks me right in the face. And I kind of stumble around for a second, as you'll see in these videos. In that moment, I wish we would have slowed things down. I wish the ARs would have stepped in and said, "Whoa, Steven, hang on. Let's just take a second here. You need a sip of water. You need to sit down. We need to take a quick 1 minute recess here," or whatever, to give me a second to compose myself, because I wasn't thinking clearly. Maybe it's a little bit of PTSD relating back to my, big crash on the scooter, which scared the crap out of me. I got smacked by the ball out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, not comfortable, didn't like it. In that situation today, I needed help. And I wish that as a crew, we could have kind of come together to kind of give me a moment, because I wasn't thinking clearly. Now, in that situation, let's set the referee step down for a second. Do you give a talking to, caution, or send off the player who kicks the ball into the face of an opponent or a referee after the whistle is blown? Or do you say, good kid, right? Probably an accident. But his ball is still kicked into somebody's face. I did nothing. I was caught by surprise. I was discombobulated. I was not thinking clearly. I was in survival mode for a couple moments there. I was in survival mode. I was like, wait, what? What's going on? As I kind of stagger around here. Sometimes it'll happen when after a goal is scored, the keeper will punt the ball out, and it'll go really high and land somewhere up around the center circle. No one's looking for the ball. Everyone's got their heads, they're talking, they're laughing, they're giving high fives, then the ball drops down. What if that hits somebody? Are we okay with this? Going through what I've been through now with the scooter accident and getting smacked in the face with the ball today, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. So I'm curious to know, how would you have handled the situation, and would you have had would you have been in the moment enough to see that the referee needs help in the situation and like walk on the field to help him, to give him a second? Because now I'm sensitive to it. Or if I see a referee who's going to be in that situation, I'm coming out and I'm saying something quick to give him a moment. They can call me back and say, no, I'm fine. Great. But I want to err on the side of caution here, right? Anyway, that's all I want to say in this video. Folks, hopefully that gives you something to think about, and we'll see you soon.